This might be one of my biggest seed hauls ever. This box is so big and it is so heavy. So let's go ahead and tear into it and see what I got. These are all seeds from True Leaf Market. They have excellent products, all different kinds of varieties. It's really pretty impressive. If you haven't checked them out yet, I'm going to put their link in the description box in the comment area below so that you can see. This company is amazing. Oh, it's lentils. Okay, so these are sprouting lentils. And I will probably use some of them for sprouting, but I was also thinking of planting a nice big handful in my garden, so that I can get more lentils and sprout them and just have like that continuous, not self-sufficient, but a little bit less reliant on big box stores for groceries. So I'm trying to get as self-sufficient as possible. I know I'm never going to be 100% self-sufficient. And, we are a communal species. We are better together than we are apart. So I'm never going to try to be solo. But I think it would be great if we didn't have to depend on grocery stores and retail stores and the government just quite as much as we do, right? So I'm trying to get a lot going on. Like if you're prepping your pantry with shelf stable foods and that kind of stuff, you're kind of doing the opposite of what I'm doing, to be honest. So I used to do that, and then it was very tragic, but a lot of things got destroyed. And the other part of it I thought was, you know what? Yes, it's shelf stable. Yes, it can last 20, 30 years, but that food is dead. There's no life left in that food. And that food is not like, it's not eternal. It's not something I can't do anything with it once it's eaten, right? Once it's gone, it's gone. But you can take, if your food is still good, if your sprouting seeds and your microgreen seeds are still good, you can take a handful of them and plant them and you'll get more. You can't do that with freeze-dried stuff. And I'm not going to diss that at all because freeze-dried is amazing. But you can't get more from that. Like once it's gone, it's gone. And if you're growing these and you're really on a rotation schedule, that's super important to make sure that you're rotating your stores. But if you're on a good rotation with your pantry and you're having living food like this, even like the wheat, if it's not already ground and milled, you can plant your wheat. So that's pretty cool. Or you can sprout it. So I got 2.5 pounds of this organic lentil, and this is for sprouting, and I'm going to plant some of them. I'm probably going to even put some in seed packets to save for another day. But I'm going to definitely plant some, eat some, plant some, and then eat some, and save the seeds for my own garden. So let's get those lentils going. Lentils are great. My mom makes this really good vegetarian spaghetti sauce. Whenever like they're low on meat, she will sub in lentils for the place of beef. Or when our vegetarian relatives are there, she'll do that. So, and it's actually really good. It's not the same as beef, but it does give you protein, and it really will help stretch your noodles and pasta sauce. Okay, so this is a bulk order, I guess. I wasn't sure because I was looking through some of my like invoices, and I had an order from True Leaf that had just tons of individual small packets, so I may have confused the two. This one here is organic buckwheat, and it's 5 pounds of organic buckwheat. And you're probably wondering why in the world is this crazy lady buying 5 pounds of organic buckwheat? Because I'm a free and independent woman, and I can do what I want with the money I earn myself. Okay, that's my excuse. Anyway, yes, because I am about sustainability, and we're going to use the buckwheat. Okay, this is a food grade. This is food grade, and So we're going to be using it, but I'm also going to be planting it, like I said before. So this is a great way to get seeds much more frugally. If you were to buy buckwheat in a packet, you would pay so much more per seed. Now, yes, I am paying more because I'm buying 5 pounds of it. But if you are looking at each individual seed, you're definitely paying pennies on the dollar if you buy it like this. This is 5 pounds of the organic buckwheat, and there is the scientific name. Okay, I'm going to say Phagopyrum esculentum. Probably saying that wrong, but it's spelled Phagopyrum esculentum. 5 pounds of buckwheat. I've actually bought buckwheat seeds for the ornamental value, and I'll see if I can find an image to insert to show you what they look like, but they would be beautiful just as a landscape plant. So I'm definitely going to include these. Probably I mentioned in one of my earlier videos, I have like a student store. It's called PBIS. The whole school is doing it, but I provide a chance for kids to plant things on my store, and I give it to them out in a very, very, very cheap student store price, and the kids don't actually use real money. It's like fake money that they basically earn from being good, doing their classwork, being on time to class, coming prepared, that kind of stuff. So what I'm going to do though is I'm going to give them a chance not only to plant like tomato seeds and pepper seeds and eggplant seeds. I'm going to give them a template that they will cut out and glue together, fill it out, and then that's going to be a little seed packet. Then they can take a nice, pinch of seeds to put in there, and they will have their own seed packets. They can grow their own garden at home. So that's going to be another really awesome thing I'm adding to the student store. I'm really trying to encourage young people to garden and to grow their own food, and there's so much science in it, and it makes you feel alive. It makes you appreciate your food when you grow it yourself. And that's definitely a truth that I want to impart to my students. Looks like this other bag in here is another bulk container, 5 pounds of premier kale seeds. And yes, 5 pounds of kale would be a lot of kale, wouldn't it? 5 pounds of kale seeds is a ton of seeds. Yes, you could use this for sprouting. And that's basically, probably what most people do with that much seed. This is enough to have your own kale farm. I'm serious. I've actually purchased so many different types of kale. And I mean, the Cinto kale, dinosaur kale is probably the most famous. I've had red Russian kale. I think that's Casper kale. Just so many. I think one year I planted 14 different varieties of kale. I like kale chopped up with cabbage and lettuce and like an Asian, kind of like a sweet vinaigrette kind of thing with some sunflower seeds and maybe some of those, they're not quite croutons, but they're kind of croutons. Sometimes I'll buy it as a kit at the grocery store. But I love kale in a salad like that. I am not a green drink girl. I'm sorry. If you can drink your greens, more power to you. I think drinking that much would be torture, and I want to enjoy it. So I love it that way. You can also use kale in place of cabbage if you need it. Kale in Washington State does so well, and it lives as a biennial, so the kale will grow very leafy throughout the first season. It can overwinter here. You can actually pick kale in the fall and winter in Washington, and then it'll go to flower, and then you'll have more seeds than you'll know what to do with. So this is way more than I would ever need. I didn't just buy it for myself. I bought it with the intention of sharing. And I've actually made up a template for making those seed packets. So I had one I had found online where you can print your own seed packets, cut them out, glue them together, and then boom, you got yourself some seed packets that you can put your own seeds in. Well, I couldn't remember where I got that seed template from, and there were a few things I didn't like about it. Like, for one, the edges were curved, which was a kind of a nightmare when you're cutting it out, to cut it just right and to do it fast and neatly. The other problem with it is that the back of it said glue to back or something like that. I didn't like that. I wanted the back of it to be blank so that you could write on it, and you could write down special information about a certain variety. You don't always have extra information about every single variety. So I didn't want a template that said, like, you know, where did it come from? What's the vendor you got it from? Is it from your garden? Like, it's just a little bit, you know, individualized. You put on there what you want to be on there. On the front of the packet, I wanted it to have, like, obviously the plant type, if it's an annual, biennial, perennial, if it likes to be in the sun or shade, full shade, partial shade, you know, or full sun. You know, is it cold hardy? What zone is it for? You know, is it an annual, perennial, biennial? So that's the information that I put on the front of my packet. And the back of the packet is now going to be blank. And then the other thing is, when it's assembled, you have plenty of space in the back to write extra stuff. The previous template I was using, also when you folded the top down, it kind of covered up the plant names. So I made it just right so that when you cut it, you cut it out, fold it together, it just assembles very nice. And I am going to make another video where I show you, I'll show you how I made it. So if you want to make your own, if you wanted to make your own template, you could do so. And I'm also going to give you my link, a link to that template, and you can use it for free. So if you want things like that, make sure you click like and subscribe, because I'm doing this for free. And it would be nice at some point to become monetized, even if that's just to cover the cost of, the editing software I use. That would be great. So otherwise, I'm going to have to make my videos a lot shorter and not post as regularly, because the editing software does cost money. I do all my own editing, but it's like a subscription kind of thing. So I need to get more followers. There are a lot of people on here who are watching lots of videos but are not subscribed. Make sure that you're still subscribed, comment, like, all that good stuff, so I can continue to share my content with you. And I'm also working on a seed planner, a planting calendar. And that's taking a lot of research, because I'm including a lot more information than most seed calendars will have. And I'm also going to be offering it to people who are subscribed to my channel. So if you like that kind of stuff, go ahead and comment, like, subscribe. Now, this wasn't a lot of different varieties of packets in this order, but it is definitely one of my heavier orders because of the size. So it was 12.5 pounds of seeds. And how much did I spend? Let's see here. Looking at the packing slip. It wasn't free, but they don't tell me what it cost. I will put a little note in the side telling you how much I spent. So, but I did buy 5 pounds of the kale, Premier Kale. Premier Kale is the variety name. I've actually purchased it in a seed packet for like $3 or $4 for like, they're usually generous with kale, probably 100 to 350 seeds. But still, I mean, if it was 350 seeds for $3.50, that'd be a penny a seed. I can guarantee you I paid less than a penny a seed when I bought them for 5 pounds. 5 pounds of seeds. So, you're literally getting for your plants. If you buy it like this, you're paying less than a penny a seed. And when you're buying different varieties of plants, you should look at the seed count, because you might see 2 varieties, a green and a red of something. And the green might be $3.50 for 350 seeds. And the red might be $4 for 50 seeds. So do take a look at that. Do take a look at it, right? So sometimes having a specialty variety is worth the extra cost and the less quantity, but sometimes it's not. So, this is going to be great. I'm going to be able to be generous with all my friends and family, sharing the buckwheat, the kale, and the lentil seeds. And I mean, you got protein, you got antioxidants, you got grains. Like, this is actually a pretty good start to a garden if you're having lentils and buckwheat and kale. Wow, 12.5 pounds of seeds. Some of these seeds were 5 for a penny, and others were like so cheap. Can you imagine getting more than one seed for a penny? It's crazy. Anyway, be good, be sweet, grow a garden if you want to eat, and I will see you on the next video. See you soon.